During the opening of his show on Monday, Piers explained, "It's Coronation Week. And like it or not, the eyes of the world are on the British monarchy. This will be an historic state occasion, but ultimately it belongs to the British people." But in trying to make precisely that point, the palace has begun this momentous week with what looks to me like a bit of a misstep, and I'll tell you why. In a striking change to an ancient ritual, the watching public will be invited to pay homage to King Charles by reciting an oath of allegiance, something normally reserved for aristocrats in Westminster Abbey. It's supposed to make the service inclusive. A people's coronation, they say. But instead, it has played into the hands of the naysayers and Republicans bent on souring this coronation. Piers went on to say that he had no problem swearing an oath to the new king, but had his reservations and claimed he had mixed feelings. He explained his mixed feelings came from the fact the king has earned an allegiance from us with the longest apprenticeship in history and a lifetime of duty and service. He added, "I'll defend King Charles and the institution of the monarchy to the hilt as a unifying force for good in this country." But as always, the devil lurks in the detail. The order of service will say, "All those who so desire, in the Abbey, and elsewhere, say together, I swear that I will pay true allegiance to your majesty." Look, so far, so good. I've got no problem with those words. I can imagine a lot of people at home actually saying, "I can say that, I can go along with that, nothing dictatorial about that bit." All those who desire can get involved. Expressing where his issue came from, Piers explained, "The king's heirs and successors, well, they include a bunch of rather unsavory characters that many British people might rather lock in the Tower of London than pay allegiance and homage to. Let's not forget that Prince Harry, the great royal traitor, is fifth in line to the throne despite having done more than anybody in living memory, with the possible exception of his wife, to trash and undermine the institution we're supposed to be celebrating." A little further down the list is Prince Andrew, eighth in line to the throne. His calamitous PR decisions have heaped global embarrassment on the royals. Don't miss. Richard Madeley admits Judy's sleeping in the spare room over pests. Insight, Emmerdale's Paddy sinks into deep depression over baby loss grief. Watch, Corey's Daniel Brocklebank absolutely devastated over co-star's exit. Latest, the coronation is set to be a lavish event, but ahead of the big day, Tom Parker Bowles opened up about the reason King Charles opted for a toned-down lunch after the ceremony. He joined Saturday Kitchen host Matt Tebbutt and explained, "There has been a long tradition of coronation food and coronation feasts. There were hundreds of courses being bought in the 80s. There was a tradition of huge feasts in the 1890s, and I think it was George IV who spent something like $27 million on 80 courses and people bringing it in on horses. It was all very over the top, so I think quite rightly the king has decided this time that it's probably not the right time to be doing a feast for 5,000 people with larks' tongues. There is a big lunch, I think. I sound like a spokesman here, don't I? But it is the big lunch and of course, getting together and eating and doing things you do in celebration." Piers Morgan, Uncensored airs weekdays from 8 p.m. on Talk TV.
Trying to lover.